Good morning, everyone. It's Jeff Exline in the Digital Content Center, and I have your weekend forecast. We're going to take a look at the snow that's coming our way as we head into the evening hours and how much will accumulate, when it's going to start, and stay warm on this frigid Friday. And it's that time of year, I was saying, where, we transition from saying Happy New Year to people to, as we leave, people saying, stay warm. So that's what we're saying around here these days, as it's been very cold. Temperatures this morning bottomed out in the single digits in a lot of locations. And there's a look at the clouds that are filling our sky right now. And you can see that on the cameras all across the area. The clouds filling. We had a little bit of sun early this morning, but now it's pretty much turning cloudy, as you could see. And we are going to deal with these clouds. But again, I think for the ride home today from work or school, we're going to be okay. The snow should not arrive until a little bit later into the evening hours. After 6 o'clock, it looks like probably more so towards 9 p.m. And this may be one of these instances where you're looking at the radar today and you have on your phone, you may see the snow moving in and it looks like it should be snowing, but it's not reaching the ground. You may be saying, why not? It's because of very dry Arctic air that we have in place. So that's why we had these temperatures this morning in the single digits. 6 degrees was the observed temperature this morning at the Ohio County Airport in Wheeling. That was the coldest morning since we recorded a 5-degree temperature on February 4th, 2023. So nearly 2 years ago, it's the last time it was that cold. Although last year we did hit in January a day in which the low temperature bottomed out at 7 degrees. But now we're up to 15 degrees, not much of a wind at all out there. So that is some good news because, any wind would send those wind chill or feel-like temperatures lower. Big shield of cirrus clouds are thickening up in our sky, cirrostratus clouds right now, and that we are seeing those clouds spill in. Now, you look at the radar again, this looks like snow's breaking out in some of these locations like Columbus, Cincinnati, and you could see this overhead into the afternoon hours. But what will happen is the snow will likely evaporate because of the very dry air in place. So it's going to take a while for the atmosphere to what we call saturate from top to bottom. And when that happens, that's when we'll see the snowflakes hitting the ground. It's always a tricky situation when you have very cold Arctic air in place and you're expecting snow to move in because that will delay it somewhat. And you can see it is snowing Atlanta, Georgia this morning, all the way southward. Tennessee, all seeing snow. And right along that snow rain line to our south, which is way to our south. Sometimes we're worrying about the snow rain line around here. But that snow rain line is so far to our south. It's across Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi right now, and maybe sneaking into portions of Tennessee. And they're dealing with some freezing rain and sleet, even in the Carolinas. You look into South Carolina, up towards Myrtle Beach, sleet and snow starting to move in. So this system tracking pretty far south, a lot of cold air across the country and a lot of wintry precipitation. But as this snow runs into our brick wall of dry air, it is going to delay our snow a little bit. So the timing, I would say somewhere between 7 and 9 p.m., definitely after 6. So that's great news for your ride home from school. That's great news for your ride home from work. As long as you're home, you're going to be in good shape. Now, if you're headed out maybe somewhere to watch the Ohio State game tonight, coming home, that's where you'll run into the problems. You may have to deal with some slick, snow-covered roads in some spots. So just keep that in mind if you are heading on out, maybe to watch the game tonight. It is a Friday night, so a lot of people may be heading out, or keep in mind snow is in the forecast for tonight, so don't catch anyone off guard. So that's a look at the timing. A winter weather advisory has been issued by the National Weather Service. This is going to be a fluffy snow. Talked a little bit about that yesterday, how it's going to be a powdery, dry snow. It's not going to, take too much muscle to remove it from your driveway or your sidewalk because of the nature of the snow. When you have cold, dry air in place, that's when you get that fluffy snow. You can take a leaf blower and just blow it right off. So that's what we're looking at. But a winter weather advisory kicks in this evening at 7 p.m. and continues into the day on Saturday, although the bulk of the accumulating snow will occur tonight into early tomorrow morning. So here's a look at Futurecast, another visual tool that we could use to show you when snow arrives. There we are at noon today. Temperatures will be near 20. We get up to around 23, 25 this afternoon, which is a pretty decent recovery considering we started at 6 this morning and many places even lower than that. There's a look at 5 p.m. Maybe a few flurries by then, but I think the steadier snow doesn't really arrive until after 6, 7 o'clock this evening. And again, it can be delayed a little bit because of that dry air, but it will eventually fill in. There's 9 o'clock this evening. You can see how it's having trouble getting into the Pittsburgh area, maybe by later this evening. But that's because of the dry air that's in place to our east, and it's reluctant to move on out. So snow will continue tonight. If you're venturing out tonight and early tomorrow morning, you will encounter some slick spots, I'm sure. Any untreated surfaces can be slick through tomorrow morning. If you sleep in tomorrow, well, you'll be in better shape. I think the snow will taper off to a few snow showers and flurries, and we probably won't see much in the way of additional accumulation for the rest of the day. But the night tonight and early tomorrow morning is where we'll see the bulk of that 2 to 3 inches of snow. There's another look. Yeah, some of the models actually try to print out some 4s in some places. I guess that's the top end. Someone might see 4, but 2 to 3 inches for the most part of new snowfall is expected, and it will be a fluffy, powdery snow. So it's not going to be that heavy, wet snow at all. And Tony saying, thank you. You're welcome, Tony. Glad I could help. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so that's a look at our snowfall. And, we talk about sometimes, well, I'll talk about when I try to, because part of a forecast is a communication tool, right? You can know the forecast, but if you don't communicate it correctly, sometimes, it gets lost. But this is what, a meteorologist will look at something like this and say, okay, this is a high confidence forecast. And sometimes, I'll be honest with everyone when I deliver snow forecasts sometimes, like over the weekend for the Sunday night into Monday, I didn't have the highest confidence in that because of the gradient of snow that was setting up. I knew there would be, a better chance of 6 inches south and less than that north. And that's what happened. But we cover a big area. And when you have that, some places getting a couple inches, some places getting more than 6 inches of snow over a short range area, that's a complicated forecast. Now, this one, notice how all the models are honing in on the same amount of snow, 2 to 3 inches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 particular models right there showing you 2 to 3 inches of snow. Yeah, could we get the 4? I'm sure we can, but I think that's the limit. We're probably not going to get much less than 2, and we're probably not going to get any higher than 4. So it's in that range. I think most of us is a 2 to 3 inch snowfall, a fluffy snow, and it's occurring on a Friday night. So it shouldn't cause too many problems unless you're traveling Friday night or first thing Saturday morning, in which I will be since I'm working Saturday morning tomorrow morning. So I'll keep you updated on the road conditions tomorrow morning. I'll probably do one of these Facebook Live, YouTube Lives, whatever you want to call it here tomorrow morning as well, just to maybe show some of the road conditions, etc. Our news tomorrow starts at 9 a.m. I'm going to be in here for some cut-ins before then. So I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 9, I'll probably do one of these guys. Okay, so looking at the forecast, we got that snow moving in this evening. Again, especially starting between 7 and 9 p.m. if you're just tuning in right now. And then we'll see the snow taper off to snow showers and flurries, 2 to 3 inches tonight. It'll taper off tomorrow. Partial clearing Sunday. I think the sun may try to come out in the afternoon again. It was nice to see the sun yesterday, although it was cold. High of 31. And then another little clipper system comes through Monday, and it will produce a little bit of snow. Hello. I have some guests. Hi.
You keep rocking.
I'm doing my thing. Okay.
You do your thing, and we'll do our thing. But we wanted to show the.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds good. I'll see it a little bit. You never know who's going to pop into the digital content center. There we go. So we got snow showers in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And notice how it turns colder again Tuesday and Wednesday. But there can be some light snow accumulations Monday and maybe even Tuesday. But it gets a lot colder. Highs upper teens near 20, low temperatures single digits Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. And we could climb above freezing Saturday. In fact, one of our models, European models, suggests we get in the low 40s Saturday. So maybe a little mini thaw coming our way. And then we'll see it turn colder probably early next week again. So It gets a little up and down in the extended. We'll have some colder shots, and then it warms up a little bit. It's been kind of steadily cold now and snowy, but we will see a bit more fluctuations when it comes to temperatures. Nothing screaming warm, though. I have a buddy yesterday who was telling me, he's like, "Come on, we need." He wants to go out and golfing. He was out golfing at the end of December during that warm spell when we hit like 60 degrees that one day. He's like, we need more of those days. Not going to be playing too many rounds of golf with this type of a pattern, though, that we have in place. We'll see in February. I think what's going to happen in February is the cold that's more centered in the eastern part of the United States is going to start getting pushed in the western part of the United States. So as that happens, we'll probably see some warmer times. So something to look forward to maybe as we head into February. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Tim was saying that the seasonal forecast more mild. Yeah, and Tim, you know, there's we do those winter outlooks every year, and they're really long shots, really long shots. There's not a whole lot of it's talking about confidence. You just don't have a whole lot of confidence in forecasts, months in advance like that. What we did, it's number one, is a different style of forecasting. We looked at the years past and what's been going on. What's remarkable is that this will be the first time in over, like, I think a year and a half, January is going to go down as a below normal month. I mean, it's pretty much almost guaranteed at this point, unless it really warms up at the end of the month. And that didn't happen at all. We did not have one below normal month in all of 2024. In fact, every month finished in the top 10 warmest, with the exception of December. So we sort of thought we'd get a colder December. It was colder in December, but then it warmed up right around Christmas. That Christmas to New Year's just put the kibosh on the colder December part. And then we thought we'd get that January thaw, but the timing was just off, basically. I really think into February, though, we are going to see some warmer times, because I think the cold air is going to dump more so in the western part of the United States. And then we will get into more of a milder pattern here in the eastern part of the United States. I wouldn't say winter is totally done, but it may not be quite as harsh in February as what we're seeing this month in January. But we'll see. Even that, that's a long range forecast as well. So hopefully that answers your question. There's not a whole lot of skill when you're doing where you're doing forecasts like several months in advance. So it's we have a pretty good idea in terms of temperatures. Even like a month in advance is pretty good. We get some ideas, but a lot of things can happen, and that can show that can really bust a forecast when you're making a seasonal type of a forecast. And our forecast, or our winters, the past couple of winters have been incredibly warm. So it was hard to bet against warmth when we were looking at every month being above normal. So, okay. Let's see. Jennifer says, thank you for the forecast. Enjoy staying inside. Keep warm. Have a cup of hot chocolate or coffee. Sounds good, Jennifer. I got this. Chris, I'm sort of a coffee snob. I have to admit. So I get this. I got an espresso machine, and I make like cappuccinos, lattes, and just espresso shots, and try to fancy them up and all this stuff. But I love my coffee, so it's like I have like coffee piped into my veins. But I got a really good coffee. It was like a holiday blend at the Strip District in Pittsburgh right before Christmas, and I don't know. It's gonna be sad when I run out of it, because it's like, man, this is like my favorite coffee. When you find those I like to explore different beans and all that kind of stuff. And when you find one that you really like, and then it's like you find out it's like a seasonal blend. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to wait till next Christmas. So, okay, so there you go. That's pretty much what I have here. Everyone's saying thanks. Cheryl saying thanks. You're welcome. And saying thanks, Tony saying thanks, and Jean also saying thanks. Keep warm, keep safe. Yeah, so if you have to be on the roads, just stay home, watch the football game tonight, right? But if you are headed out, just, it's not going to be the worst snowstorm at all, but, the snow will stick. It's cold. The surfaces are very cold. the snow will have no problem sticking whatsoever. And but the good news is it'll be light, fluffy snow. So when you try to remove it from your driveway and your sidewalk tomorrow, it won't take too long. Okay, we got, so see, I know that it's funny. There's some people out there looking at Dawn's in the Snow Miser Club. I'm Team Snow Miser right here myself. So that's why I got into the meteorology business when I was real young. I knew if it snowed a lot, we wouldn't have to go to school, and I found that fascinating, and that's sparked my interest in meteorology. So I always tell students that's why I became a meteorologist. I learned snow equals no school before 1 + 1 = 2. Now I look at my son, and when it snows, they do virtual days now. So it's sort of sad that he doesn't get to experience that snow day. Even just, anymore, everyone gets on their phones, right? You get a text message from the school district at the school, or you can get an email, and I think mine even does. They do email, phone call, and text. So you got it all the way. But just the old days, you'd have to you watch TV or listen to the radio for your wait. Did they skip my school? Going through the alphabet and everything. There's something about that, I think, that's. I sound like an old guy now, I guess, but there's something about that my son won't get to enjoy. And now that they do these virtual days, he doesn't really even get to enjoy a snow day. When it does snow, he's doing schoolwork, and it counts as a school day, which is good. He doesn't have to make up days, I guess, but he doesn't get to enjoy that snow day. Okay, and Dawn says, thanks for keeping us up to date. So if you're just tuning in, this is the little weather briefing we have here for you. The snow is going to start between 7, 9 p.m., after 6, let's say. And if you have your favorite app, for instance, weather app, like the WTOV9 weather app. Let's see here. That's the, I got the wrong. So if you have the WTOV, now it's got to do an update. But anyhow, you may be looking. What I'm trying to get at is you may be looking at your favorite app, and you'll look at the radar, and it may be showing snow on top of you. And keep in mind, it may not be snowing as you look outside the window, and that is because I'm trying to pull this up here, talk and do two things at the same time. It's challenging. Here's the map. So don't be surprised if you see, well, there's the busy one. So like there's the WTOV9 Severe Weather Team 9 weather app, free to download, by the way. And so see that, that snow over in Columbus isn't really even reaching the ground, but that may be the case this afternoon. So if you pull up one of these apps, it may be, and sometimes what these apps do, we control our forecasts here that come out of the apps. So some of these apps you'll look at, and it'll just look at the radar, and an algorithm or AI or whatever will just say then snow is falling, and it's really not. So that's why sometimes you may even get an alert this afternoon saying that snow is going to fall like 3, 4 o'clock, and then you look outside and it's not. It's just cloudy, or maybe spitting a flurry or something. But the reason why I think that is because we have very dry air in place, and it's very dry Arctic air. So it's going to take a while to saturate the atmosphere from top to bottom. But eventually it will, and that will happen, I think, this evening after 6 o'clock, 7 to 9 p.m. So snow will start then, and we pick up 2, 3 inches. The high end is 4. The low end, I think most people pick up 2. I think maybe the low end might be 1, but most people will pick up 2, 3 inches of snow. Okay, let's see. Well, some other comments here. Kathy says, "Burr, it's cold. It may as well snow." There you go. You got you. It doesn't always work that way too. We had a mild stretch from Christmas to New Year's, and which was good for traveling. But everyone wants snow around Christmas, and then holidays are over. Boom! Here comes the snow. That's what we have. Dawn says, "I want a foot. Let it come down." Okay, I don't think we'll get a foot of snow, but I tell you what, we keep on adding all the snow up there on the ground. It's adding up for sure. And Lisa says, "Thanks. You're the only listen to about the weather. You're the best." So thank you, Lisa, for that kind comments. I try, do my best. Forecasting the weather is a challenge, but I love that challenge every day coming into work and putting together the puzzle pieces. And it's like I describe putting together a weather forecast as putting together a puzzle, but imagine putting together a puzzle in which all the pieces are changing on you, because the weather doesn't stay still. So our puzzle pieces are changing on us. So can you imagine how difficult that is. But that's what we try to do. Give a forecast as a hypothesis and try to do as best as we can when it comes to timing and accumulation amounts and all that kind of stuff, because it's important and we need to know that. So, okay, well, that's I think that's all I have for you here. I could ramble on forever, but I just wanted to bring you up to date on what I see with this upcoming system. Stay warm out there. See, there you go. See, that's how I started. I said this is the stay warm season. When we talk to everyone, we go, okay, stay warm. And hey, my buddy Ian Phillips says I'm the man. So there you go. See, Ian is a big Irish fan of my Penn State. I'm a little down today because my Penn State Nittany Lions they lost to the Irish last night. But oh well, they made it pretty far in the playoffs. So hats off. Good luck to Notre Dame and good luck to the Buckeyes tonight. So maybe it'll be that'll be interesting around here. There are a lot of Notre Dame fans and there are a lot of Ohio State Buckeye fans. So it'll be an interesting final if that can be the case. So yeah. But a little down when I woke up. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I wake up at 2:30 in the morning to come to work. So, but I looked at this score. I was like, looked like a close game. But in the end, they ended up Penn State ended up losing. Well, it's always next year, right? Okay, have a great weekend. Stay safe if you're hitting the roadways tonight. First thing Saturday morning, we'll keep you updated. Newscast coming up in 45 minutes on News 9 midday. And Nathan Schutt will be here this evening. He will have, your forecast 5, 6 o'clock news. And he's also going to have his he's going to do these at 8 o'clock. Nate at 8. That's easy to remember, right? Nate at 8. Unfortunately, nothing really rhymes with Jeff too much. But Nate has to go to Nate at 8. So you can check his update at 8 o'clock. And by that point, we should start seeing the snow coming down. So he'll be showing you some of the cameras and showing you where it's snowing, where it may not still be snowing yet, because somewhere in that 7 to 9 p.m. time frame is when it starts snowing. So he'll have updates for you through the evening hours. Okay, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on News 9 midday if you want. Take care.